Hello. So we have got 6 more sleeps until book club, if you count the weekend. I didn't count the weekend yesterday. So turning up in order. So book club is all about helping you thrive. Yeah. If you don't know about it, go to the strategicbookkeeper.global/book club. We'll drop that link in here. And today I want to, in order to help you thrive and set you up for book club, further to yesterday's video, I want to tell you about how, what I thought about would have been really helpful for me in the beginning of my practice, right? So now I've had my bookkeeping practice for 14 years, and my story is in the book. Yeah. But when I was deciding to build out the Strategic Bookkeeper project, which is overall the book, the podcast, the program, we do have free trainings in there as well. One's running today. I think it's 10 a.m. Brisbane time, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. So when I was building it out, very, very intentional. Everything I do in my life is very intentional. So I thought, okay, well, what would I have needed? And the reason I want to tell you this today is because I want you to understand how you'll solve the major problems in your practice. Yeah. How you will build a thriving practice, delight your clients, and live your dream on your terms, which is quite linear. Yeah. So it's like a step-by-step process. And this really, I know that becoming a strategic bookkeeper is the answer to solving these problems, right? And so what you need to do is first educate yourself. Yeah, absolutely. The first thing is to learn what you need to learn, okay? And that is something that you need to be doing forever, because nothing is standing still, right? Everything is all evolving. So for example, in the program, when I launched the program on August 1, I launched a particular program and everyone's in there and using it. But on a regular basis, so every week at the moment I turn up and I do implementation sessions. That is one thing that is ever evolving and changing. But the other thing I do is, in the background, I'm always looking to test, measure and change up. Yeah. So I'm always bringing the tribe the benefit of my new education and more. Okay. So you absolutely have to think, the first thing as a bookkeeper in practice that I need to do in order to have what I want to have. Yeah. And the end game is the income and lifestyle. That's what I call, as a woman, my dream on my terms. Okay. So 14 years in practice, I thought back to the beginning and I thought, well, yeah, I definitely, and I'm a trainer and assessor, so I get adult learning and I get when it doesn't work and when it does. Okay. So I thought, okay, well, I would have needed someone to tell me all the things, tell me what I needed to know. And then I thought about what I had to do, and I had to spend so many years building and refining the right kind of collateral, which is known as digital assets. So website, Google My Business, results-based marketing, all the things, yeah? And I thought, gosh, if somebody had rocked up, like told me what I need to know, but then turned up and said, look, here are the done for you collateral, all the things that you'll need. And then I thought that would have been good, but realistically, I would have needed someone to help me implement that every step of the way. Yeah. So these are the things you need. You need to educate yourself. You need to build out the collateral, the assets, as I call them, or rather than build them, you can come into my program. So we'll talk about that again in a second. So I thought, okay, implementation, I would have needed that slowly over time. In terms of team, you know, the idea that I wouldn't have had to go through the pain of testing and trying all these different people who had great reputations, especially in the marketing space, and figure out what works and what doesn't work. But even in the standard operating procedures space, I mean, we tried someone about 5 years ago that was so highly recommended, and what they do is great, but it doesn't really work for small business, yeah, and bookkeepers. So we've invested money in that. So I thought if somebody had have turned up with a team and just gone there at your disposal, you know, or they are the team behind building all the collateral. And then in terms of support, I thought, imagine if I had have had like connected to all people doing all the same thing on the same journey of success, then that would have been, to support me every step of the way, that would have been amazing. So this is exactly what you need. Yeah. And your options are to use my book and my podcast and my free trainings. Yeah. And then what you'll have to do is learn slowly over time. You are not going to learn everything in a day or a week or a month. You will have your training wheels on for the first year. And if you're not prepared to do that, yeah, can I put my tough coach hat on for a minute and say, you might as well get a high paying job, because business is the long game. Yeah. How old are you now? Think of how much you've evolved over the years. My 14 years in practice feels like 5 minutes. Okay. So you'll have to commit to using the book or joining my program. So your education through the book, and every member of my program is asked to read my book, the first thing that they have to do when they come through. And then in the program, we go deeper on education and give you checklists and really go into the nuances. And I'm able to continue the journey beyond the book. But then in the program, we give you all of the digital assets pretty much done for you. Okay. So in terms of brand, for example, that is, your brand is your organization's personality. Yeah. It's not your brand assets like your logo on your website. So it's your vision and your mission and your secret sauce, and which is your unique selling proposition. Yeah. And your menu, your one-page solution. So we give you the done for you leveraged one, because you come under the Strategic Bookkeeper network, okay? And you get third-party endorsement from me. So that's how I was able to do it. It was no small feat. But your options are use the book and build it out all yourself, okay? So you're going to build your vision, your mission, your secret sauce, all these other parts, your menu. You're going to bring it all together, and then you're going to test and measure it in the market. That'll take you a while. It took me really 5 years, which I call my fuck up years in the book. It's going to take you a while. Whereas in the program, you get everything the minute you join. And what I see in the tribe is that within the first, I saw one bookkeeper nailed the brand foundations, which is our $1 million storybook brochure, in less than 2 weeks. So she had brand and menu completely nailed and plugged into her business in under 14 days, and she'd done it in French. So she had to translate everything. So it's fast. So within 4 weeks, you should have what I call the get ready phase of your practice done. Yeah. So that means that when a PC knocks on the door, you're able to maximize the value. And what happens in the tribe is that they say, okay, because we all share our wins. They say, oh, I just onboarded this client at this, really high value. It was amazing. And I say, okay, before the program, what would you have done? And they're like, oh, it would have been a fraction of that. So then that pays for the entire program, which is great. For me, it's also testament that to within 4 weeks, without them fully understanding what they've done, they actually have been able to get this mountain of get ready phase nailed. Because that's what I thought, rather than try and teach them everything for a year or 2 years and then go, yay, go implement it. I thought back to the beginning of my journey, if someone had have just done it all for me and then held my hand, that would have been the absolute holy grail ultimate. And so that's what I did, like a crazy scientist, okay? So this video, or whether you're listening to it as a private podcast in the book club private podcast that I've created for you, all right, to make everything easier, to put everything in one place, to listen to as a busy multitasking mum or dad, then these are the things you need to do. You're going to have to educate yourself, get the key collateral digital assets in place, yeah? Go about implementing them, yeah, so that you can understand what's working, what's not working, what do I need to change, Yeah. And then you're going to need to make sure, well, with that as an ecosystem, that you've got the right team to help you with all of that, and then be supported along the way, okay? And the support's important. The members of my tribe tell me on the whole that the tribe, the support, is either their favorite or one of their favorite parts of the program, and that other groups, you know, just aren't as motivating and inspiring, but we are all doing the same thing together. And so we're all getting incredible wins. We're all getting proof of concept. We're all able to see we can all do this together. Okay. So hopefully that has inspired you that you need to read the book, then read it again, then read it again, then read it again. Okay. And I've done it very simple for you. Audiobook, less than 6 hours long. So do hope to see you in book club right now during warm-up phase. I would love to see you join. I would love to see you commenting here before we officially start on August. Sorry, not August. Oh my goodness. On December the 4th. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.